Does Molly and Torian have a better chance of being together than Nathan and Issa? Hello guys, hello, what's going on? It's your girl Lady Sola back at it here again. You already know what it is. This is Insecure Season 5, Episode 7, Chillin', okay? So let's get into it. Kelly is the glue of this show. She is the glue. Any scene she's in, she is the star. She takes over. She saves scenes. Sometimes scenes seem like they're gonna be a little bit stale, or it's a little bit like dry, or it's a little corny, but Kelly just saves the day, you know. So shout out to Natasha Rothwell. She's an amazing actress, super brilliant comedian. Now she has director on her belt. We know that she does writing as well. She used to be on SNL. So she's kind of like, she does it all. And this show would not be the same without her. You know, like, they all bring something special to the table, but Kelly really, you know what I mean? It's like she's on an island of her own. And there were several moments in this episode where I'm just like, oh, thank God Kelly's here. Issa hosts a girls' day in for her and her besties. So this is cool. This is fun. When I first saw it, I was a little bit let down, more so from a production aspect than from a storyline aspect. So I feel like it's like, okay, it's an indoor scene. They're going to be in her apartment the whole episode. Like, okay. Like, I was just like, I was really hoping it was going to be like traveling and we outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, we're in different places. We're shopping. We're doing anything. And at the park, going to amusement park. I don't know. I don't care. Anything outside of like the slowness that this season has been giving us. But we're in Issa's apartment. I wanted more, but I appreciate what the episode is looking like it's going to be, which is intimacy, conversations between close girlfriends, laughs, kicking it. Molly lets us know that her mom is doing much better. She's talking, you know, she's upbeat. And I'm just so happy to see that. I'm so happy to hear that. And, you know, it definitely was looking a little bit worrisome. So I'm really happy that she woke up and that she's doing better. And you can tell Molly is so grateful for the little things in life. Like, she is not taking anything for granted. Any opportunity she has, she's thanking her friends. Molly has really grown a lot. I'm proud. So they play a game called Question in a Hat. You know, they played Keisha Cole and Diddy's song Last Night to kind of get the vibes going. I love that song. I've listened to it a million times. I never get tired of it. And it's a collaboration you didn't know you needed, but you're glad you have it. So they get into this Question in a Hat game. One of the questions was, if you can only spend the rest of your life with the last person that you slept with, how would you feel? Wow, that is one hell of a question. Me personally, the place that I am in my life right now, I feel very good. I would feel fantastic. But this is definitely a question that can go left real quick. We see Issa answer this question with low energy, with a bit of confusion written on her face, because her and Nathan are up in the air, according to her. And she proceeds to say that, hey, I mean, if it doesn't work out, I'll just start over. I mean, I've done it before. I can do it again. It ain't no thing. Wow. That's saying a lot, Issa. You would just start all over, like just throw the whole man away. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, no big deal. Like, ouch. Like, I mean, I thought you and Nathan was really building something. Like, what are you talking about, girl? What you mean you're just gonna start all over and just go for it and never look back? What are you saying? You are trying to build with this man. You've been begging this man to give you a I love you. And here you are talking about, well, I mean, I guess I can just start all over. No, this is the inconsistency that Nathan was talking about. This is exactly what he was saying. Like, you're all over the place. And, you know, this is classic Issa. She's done this several times before where she's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Doesn't really know how to feel about something, how to communicate, how to really express herself and express herself in a truthful manner. Just making decisions and not being intentional about it. Wherever the chips may fall, it's just like, oh, well, you know, you could have caught the chips before it fell, right? You were standing right there. You just decided to stand and watch it crash and burn to the floor. Oh, the chips are a mess. It's all over the floor. I guess I should clean it up somehow. I don't know how I should go about cleaning it, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. Oops. Oh, I really messed up this time, huh? Like, that's kind of like what Issa does. Instead of like, nope, where the chips at? Like, let me put it back. Let me put it away. Let me get it out the way before something knocks it over. I don't want the chips to go all over the place. I don't want to make a mess. I want to keep this place organized and clean because that is how much I care about those chips. You know what I'm saying? Issa also mentions that she did see Lawrence and Condola at the hospital, that she's having some regrets about how things ended. And it just seems like she is still yearning Lawrence. She's still yearning and searching for that relationship that she had with Lawrence. I like what Tiffany said, though. She was kind of playing devil's advocate where she said, just because it's the smart decision doesn't mean it's the right decision. Just like Molly, Tiffany has grown too. Because I never would have expected Tiffany, you know, to talk and to give that type of advice 3 seasons ago. So everybody is growing. I want to say Issa's growing too, but she still got a lot of growing left to do. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So we go to the next scene with Lawrence and Condola. Lawrence is dropping off their son at Condola's place. They seem to be in a much better place. Like, boy, oh boy. I don't know who knocked Lawrence upside the head because I ain't get to do it. So somebody else must have knocked him upside the head for me. And whoever that person is, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for straightening this dude out. He must have been tuning Chad out. But Lawrence is getting it together. Say it ain't so. Shut the front door. I'm really happy to see this. I drugged the hell out of him in my episode 3 review. Rightfully so. I have no regrets whatsoever. We hear Condola compliments Lawrence on being a good dad. And I think that this was so great, so paramount. I think it's so important for Black men especially to be uplifted in that way, especially the men that are doing their part and that are contributing to their children's lives. During the time when she found out she was pregnant after she told him and he did not take it well, and he's like, you need to, you know, what are you going to do about it? Like, I don't want anything to do with it kind of thing. It did cross her mind and she did ponder on possibly, you know, terminating the pregnancy. And, you know, that's a very real conversation that can happen to anyone. You know, having those thoughts, having to really consider different things and different moves and decisions, especially in a situation where the father is uncooperative, unsupportive, nowhere to be found, and just really negative. So Torian and Molly seem to be developing a little something. He does call her at the girls' night. And, she takes a call in the other room. That's always a clue. That's always a clue when somebody says, "Ooh, I got to take this." And they can't just answer the phone or put on speaker or let it go to voicemail. It's like, oh no, I got to get up and take this in the other room. I was like, oh shit, okay. Torian calling? Isn't this a weekend and it's the nighttime? And Torian's calling? Okay, I ain't mad at it. Issa drunk calls Lawrence and the phone rings. I want to say the phone rang twice. I feel like based on the time between Issa putting the phone up to her ear and Molly snatching the phone out of her hand and quickly ending the call, I want to say the phone rang 2 times. Definitely long enough for Lawrence to get a missed call notification. The damage has been done. Here we go again. So the normal reaction would be to drunk call Nathan. That's what I would think. I'm predicting right here and now that the finale is going to be a love triangle situation. Because we also see the preview for next week's episode where Crenshaw is once again still on this show. I thought he was going to be gone already. But no, they brought him back again. And he seems to be softer and apologetic looking and kind of like, hey, I want to like clear the air and bury the hatchet and hey, East, what's up? Like that's the vibe he's giving me. So I wouldn't be surprised if this show tried to throw just a wild, just a crazy left field ball. Like, and it'd be a love, I wouldn't say triangle. I'm going to say a love square because it's Issa, Nathan, Lawrence, and maybe even Crenshaw. Maybe Crenshaw is going to say, hey, like, I want to apologize. Can I take you out for a drink? Can I take you out for lunch so we can talk more about it? I want to apologize, and this is my way of apologizing. And maybe the sparks will fly in 20 minutes during an episode, and boom, now she's feeling something for Crenshaw. I don't know. I don't know where this show is going. I really don't. But at least I am predicting that there will be a love triangle between her, Nathan, and Lawrence. Because she still loves this man. She still loves this man. She is allowing her emotions to really carry her decisions, which is, I'm going to drunk call Lawrence. I love Lawrence. I don't know what to do with Nathan. I told him I love him and he ain't say it back. So now I'm just like, I'll start over. Just all this stuff, all these ideas. She's just throwing everything up in the air. Just, you know what I mean? Just like tossing everything up in the air at once. Because she's so frustrated. She's so like distraught. She's so confused. And I just feel like Lawrence is ready to get back with Issa too. Nathan calls and he finally tells Issa the words that she has been asking for, that she has been badgering him for. I love you. He finally says it. He says that he has always loved her. So that was nice. That was nice that he finally worked up the nerve to let her know that, to basically confirm that they feel the same way about each other, that she's not crazy. Because I know Issa was starting to think like, why did I say that? Does he not care about me at all? So I'm glad that Nathan finally worked up the courage to tell her. What concerned me was Issa's reaction. She thought she was looking forward to this moment and it didn't deliver. Like it wasn't what she thought it was going to be. You know, like it's like with anything, like whether it's a restaurant you've always wanted to go to for the longest, people have been hyping it up. Like, oh my God, their food is so good. You got to try this appetizer. The mac and cheese is bomb, like whatever it is, and you finally get to go. Like, it's been like long overdue. You're hype as hell. You're hungry as hell. Like, you've been saving your appetite like on purpose so that you could really eat a couple things off this menu, because people, I mean, you've seen it on Instagram and everything, and you order food, you eat it, and it's just not that good. You mean to tell me this is the mac and cheese they was talking about? What? Like, everything is just real mediocre. Like, it's not bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it tastes terrible, but it's just not, like, you were expecting, like, world class, like, out of this world, like, you're never gonna forget this food ever in your life type of taste. And it just was meh. That's what Issa's reaction gave me on that phone. Oh, we're having this. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. We're having this conversation. And she just seemed out of it. It was like some sort of detachment, some sort of low vibrational energy, a bit of disappointment. Like, maybe she thought her hearing his voice and hearing him finally say the words was going to be like, ooh la la, romantic, like stars, butterflies, sparkles, shimmers, and everything. And it was just flat. And she's just like, that's it. But I also think it's Issa being in her head. She already drunk called Lawrence. So that image of seeing Lawrence and Condole in the hospital is still etched in the front of her brain. Like, it's like motion picture, you know what I mean? 4K, Dolby digital, like, can't get the image out of her head, basically. And I think that is really, like, sticking with her. I just don't I don't feel like their chemistry, I thought the chemistry was good, and I think I was really, like, leaning on the initial relationship they built, you know, when he first came on this show, and it just seems to have gradually gone downhill. Like, it hasn't gone up, it's only been going down. And I hate to admit that, but this conversation, it should have put me in high spirits about Issa and Nathan. It should have been like, finally, the last missing piece to the puzzle. Yes, it should be like a hoorah moment, like a exhale, like, oh, thank God he said it. Whew, we're good. Like, yes, marry me, propose already. Like, it should be giving me that vibe of just sheer happiness and giddiness, and Issa smiling from ear to ear, you know, hella geeked. And all it was just a big letdown. Like, just a big, like, letting the air out of a balloon, you know? And that's concerning. And I just feel like all the comments I've been reading about, oh my God, Nathan and Issa are so boring, and I'd rather watch paint dry. And it's just, the connection is not there. Like, why are they giving us this? And in that conversation, I really understood people's frustration with this couple, because for the first time, it really dawned on me that they don't have as much chemistry as I thought. It's kind of withered away. It's just gone away. It has diminished over time. And this conversation is a stark revelation that they are not as compatible. They are not for the long haul. I'm predicting that Issa is going to some way, somehow, either mess up the relationship inadvertently or break it off with him, and ultimately Nathan will be totally heartbroken. Now, was she going to go after Lawrence? Is Lawrence going to go after her? Is Crenshaw going to get in the mix? I don't know any of that stuff. Will she end up alone? But one thing I am for sure, but I am willing to bet money today, is that Nathan and Issa are not going to make it. She is going to be the one to break up. They may have another argument. Maybe he might have a bipolar episode that kind of leads her to say, I'm done with you. Like, you know, I don't want to be with you anyway. However that gets to that point where she has to talk with him, she is going to be the one to put the nail in the coffin. and kill the relationship. And I think Nathan is really going to be down and out over it. Will we see that? I don't know. But what will happen to Issa? I don't know. I really have no clue. I don't know where they're going with this. I do think it's a strong possibility that they are going to reunite Lawrence and Issa. I'm kind of indifferent towards it. I really am. I am all for what is best for Issa. And however the writers can will this thing together in the next 3 episodes to make it all make sense. If it can make sense and if it can make me feel good when I watch it, I'll support it. But if it's tacky as hell and don't make sense and disingenuous, then I will not support it. So I'm indifferent. I really am indifferent with Lawrence and Issa. I like them together, like I said. It's a fondness that you have of them, and their chemistry is off the charts. It really is. It has always been that way. And I think we took that for granted in the first and second season because we didn't see them with other people. But once like they went their separate ways and you see them dating other people, you really do kind of appreciate Issa and Lawrence so much more. But he has a lot going on. He's actually going to be a good dad, it looks like. So he is going to be very busy, very distracted, very like, I have my priorities and you are not number 1. You're not even number 2. So she's going to have to be okay with playing second or third fiddle to not only his son, but Condola to a certain degree as well. So that's a lot to take on for someone that didn't come into the situation meeting Lawrence and him already having a child and all this going on. That's a lot. I don't know if Issa wants to go through that. I don't know if Issa deserves that. But at the same time, she does love him. So, but I don't know. I just don't see that. I don't see that being the best case scenario for Issa. Not saying it's a bad decision to make. People do it all the time. People co-parent, people, you know what I mean? Like, are a stepmom or whatever, and it works out, blended families. I just don't see that for Issa specifically. I think she should choose herself. Because I just feel like her and Nathan they're not meant to be together. They kind of fooled me with that one. It kind of was like a sneaky, like, you know what I mean? Like thing where it just dawned on me that, nah, I liked them together before. I think he's great and I think she's great. I just don't think they're great together. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if they directed them to be awkward in scenes together, if it just kind of started happening that way. I have no idea. I don't know if it's because Issa got married in real life and now her energy is different on set with these dudes that she don't want no parts of and she don't want to upset her husband. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but something ain't right. But all that being said, you know, Issa's gonna break his heart. Oh boy, I hope he doesn't have an episode. I really don't. I really hope Nathan does not have an episode because he's had a rough season. So let's get into my favorite parts of this episode. Kelly coughing hard as hell after hitting the blunt. Oh man, she hit that blunt hard. You know she was gonna be high. You know she was high. You know she was high. Molly admitting to never seeing Love Jones. I connected with this because there's so many movies I haven't seen, guys. I mean it's ridiculous. I mean you can list up any movie that comes to mind and I probably haven't seen it. I know. I'm bad with that. Love Jones is definitely a movie that I saw recently, like in the last maybe 4 years or something. Like it wasn't a movie I saw growing up. I don't know. I feel like I've seen like the rerun of it on TV, on BET or something, but I never get to watch the movie from start to finish. Like I can't really tell you like what the movie is really about. Like, and then I did see it a couple years ago in Brooklyn at one of my friends' events. So that was like really my first time seeing it from start to finish. Excellent movie. But I totally relate to Molly on that. Oh, I've never seen this movie. I've never seen that movie and people will drag me for it and I should be utterly embarrassed, which I am. Number 3, Kelly and Issa's tenant Trina have a stare down. And she says, Trina says something like, I see a poisonous snake right there. And Kelly is like, I thought I heard a bird say something. I don't remember why, like, them getting into it before. That was funny to me. Number 4, Torian calling Molly after work hours. Okay, I'm here for it. I really hope that something comes of Torian and Molly. Because while Issa's situation is just looking like it's going to be a crash and burn. And kind of like I think she's going to choose herself. Which is nothing wrong with that, but, I want to see a good relationship. I want to see something forge, something develop, something flourish, something that we can be excited about. And I think we might get that from Torian and Molly. I hope so, because I don't know what's going on with Issa. So it is what it is. It's just not her time. It's not her season. You know what I mean? It's not her season, and that's okay. She will find somebody. I don't think it's Nathan. And Lawrence, I really don't know. Number 5. So the question, which one of your friends' exes would you want to fuck? And they all agree on Daniel, okay? And then we get this part where Issa's like, really? Y'all really think Daniel was my finest ex? And I feel like she was like looking at the camera and like smiling. I'm like, this is definitely one of those comedic, like they do this on Fresh Prince a couple times in a few other comedy shows where they like look at the camera and make an obvious joke. And I feel like this is what this was. Everybody on Twitter always talks about Daniel. Where's Daniel? Can you bring him back? She gonna get back with Daniel. Are we getting Daniel this season? Maybe. I don't know. It's only 3 episodes left, but who knows? I mean, a hurricane, tsunami, all types of stuff might happen in 3 episodes because something gotta happen, right? So maybe they'll bring Daniel back. Maybe it'll be a quadrant. Crenshaw, Daniel, Nathan, Lawrence, and Issa. Who knows? We might get just everybody line up and wait your turn. We might get a little bit of everybody. But yes, that was funny. They all want to fuck Daniel. They all thought he's fine and all of that. He is fine, by the way. Number 6, Condola and Lawrence telling each other that they both want each other to be happy. Heartfelt moment. It definitely sets the stage for anything to happen, whether it's between the two of them. If Lawrence and Issa get back together, Lawrence doesn't have to feel like Condola feels away or feel awkward. He can kind of just move on and make that step in his life, and they can keep their co-parenting thing going. Condola, he has also blessed her with his well wishes as well, saying he wants her to be happy too. So they're on the same page about that, which is great. Number 7, Molly snatching Issa's phone when she called Lawrence and advised her to wait until she was sober. So I just think that was a good friend thing to do. And I'm glad that Molly snatched the phone when she did, because Lawrence probably would have answered. Like, he probably was like right about to press it and it like hung up. Like, I could totally see him like snatching his phone and seeing Issa's name and like fingers like right here, and Molly snatched the phone right then. Good job, Molly. Good job. So that's all my comments. That's all I got to say for this episode. What are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments. If you have any favorite moments, any favorite questions from the question in the hat game. Where do you think this show is going? Are Issa and Nathan gonna make it? I don't think so. What is gonna happen to Lawrence? Is Torian and Molly gonna get together? I hope so. Please let me know what y'all think. Like this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, Lady Sola TV. I appreciate the support. And yeah, I will see y'all next week. Let's see what happens. Let's see where we're going with this. I'm gonna see y'all next week.